Hey everyone, welcome to this channel. My name is Will Bradwell and this is EDDM Tools. So a little bit backstory on why this channel, why me, what I'm doing here. I discovered the magic of Everydoor direct mail a couple years back. I was doing some marketing for my parents' Christmas tree forest in Hawaii, and I was looking into just getting their name out there, and I heard about this concept. And I went to go through the process of doing it. It just seemed very arduous and time consuming. Then I got in contact with Postcard Mania and had a call with them. And then the pricing that seemed like it was super affordable and super easy to do just got inflated really fast with all the different processing fees and expedited fees and the route picking, all these different things that they were going to do to make the process easier for me made it cost way too much money than it was able to be implemented. So that kind of took the back burner for a couple years. Then about a year and a half ago, I discovered Jake Lorraine and the 9x12 system. And the basically method is you get a gigantic postcard that's 9 inches by 12 inches. You put a bunch of ads on it between different local businesses, and then you send it out to the community, either like 5,000 or 10,000 houses. And when I saw that, then it all made sense. Then EDDM made sense to me. Because even to do like a solo mailer doing EDDM to say 10,000 houses, you're still looking at paying about $10,000 between postage and processing and image generation, the design, everything that goes into it adds up really fast. So that's why we didn't end up doing like a solo EDDM campaign for my parents' Christmas tree forest, because it just wasn't practical. And then when I heard about sharing the ad spaces between a bunch of different companies, everything made sense. So that was like last November, December of 2023 that I heard about it. I started implementing. I work at 95. I'm in the car right now on my way to it. But I would just see trucks along the way for different local businesses, and I would call them. I figured they're on the road. May as well just call them and see if they're already in traffic anyways. Here I'm in Miami. Everybody's always in traffic if you're going to a job site or whatnot. So I'd call them and just have a conversation with them, tell them what I'm doing, tell them what I'm working on. And people were very receptive. And from the start, I was like, this can actually work. I've been an entrepreneur, side hustler my whole life, since selling little snow cones and stuff in my backyard to customers that we had at our fish farm. And then building a snack stand. Going through that, I've always had the side hustle mentality and always trying to find something. I've done website design, I've done social media, I've done all these different things. But I never felt confident in my ability to deliver compared to other people that have been doing it for years. But this EDDM shared postcard thing was like magic. Everybody instantly sees the value of getting into people's houses, and everybody also knows that it's really expensive to do it yourself. So getting on a shared postcard just made sense to everybody I talked to. Honestly, the first card that I put out took about 5 months to fill, because I was doing it part-time, doing it on my lunch breaks, doing it before and after work. I have 2 young kids that my wife is homeschooling, so when I'm home, I'm all home. When I'm at work, I'm all work. So I only have little bits of time to do prospecting and everything. And I wanted to do the first one myself before hiring a team, just to prove the concept and make sure that it does work. And so that's what I did for the first card. And so I got that one out in June. I didn't have a huge response to it, but I do have a great relationship with several local businesses that are ready to go on to the next one with me, and have reached out about other direct mail campaigns in the meantime. And so that's what brought me to this point. I started to look into new routes to go into. I had a whole process where I would go to the EDDM website, where it's really easy to use. You can just put in a zip code. It'll give you all the routes that are there. It'll show you a map. It'll have a table laid out, and it'll have the incomes and everything for all the different routes that they have, which is amazing. But if you ever try to copy that table and put it into Excel, it does not work. The formatting is all off. It doesn't recognize everything. It will bring everything into multiple columns and not separated properly, if you're even able to copy it from there at all. So I started taking screenshots using Windows Power Tools to grab the information from that, and then OCR it, basically optical character reading, to read it from the screen into a table, but then it still just took everything in one column. Then I have to manually paste everything. It was just a mess, and it was a headache, and it was really annoying to do for all the different zip codes that I wanted to do research on and see what the best routes were, how to reach 10,000 homes or 5,000 homes effectively with the best incomes and everything. It was just a mess. So I started doing some research into how I can do this, and I ended up building a Chrome extension that you can just go to the EDDM website, type in whatever zip codes, multiple zip codes you want, and then it just pops up a little button that says copy route info. You click that, it goes to your clipboard. You just take that to Excel or Google Sheets, wherever, click paste, and everything is there, perfectly formatted, one click, easy peasy, done. And so I built this tool, and I love it. It works super great. I posted it in the 9x12 community that I'm involved in and shared it with them. We already have like 70 members that have signed up to test it out and make sure it works for them, and everybody loves it. So I built out a website, put it in, got it approved and everything into the Google Chrome web store. So you can actually just go there and search EDDM, and I'm the only tool that's in there for EDDM route extraction. So you just go there, it's called Snip, and you just click add to Chrome. It'll go into your Chrome browser. You find the extension, you open it up, it'll say you have a free 3-day trial, or you can pay like $47 for the whole year. So if you're doing any amount of EDDM campaigns, usual profit is like $4 or $5 grand on a single like 10,000 piece mailer. You can probably make $3 to $4 grand on just a 5,000 piece mailer. And so I wanted to make this tool really affordable for everybody that's doing these, just to make it easier so you don't have to worry about all that administration and just focus on selling, getting all the route info you need, so you can tell your prospects, hey, this is the average income we're going to, this is how many people are in the houses on average. So you have actual statistics that are true and factual straight from the EDDM website, without having to go through the whole technical jargon of going in and manually extracting it and copying and pasting 10 different things, taking screenshots. It was like, that's not going to work for most people. So I built the tool to make it super simple. So that's Route Snip. That was my first EDDM tool I built. Great reception. And right now I'm in the middle of launching my second tool, which is, to me, it's amazing. But it's a facing slip automation tool. So if anybody out there has done EDDM and you've gotten, and you're doing it yourself and you're processing all the paperwork, I got 10,000 of these mailers shipped to me by Jake from High Response Marketing and printingforsupercheap.com. If you're doing any printing, go to him. He's the best. I got them all shipped to me, and then the process begins of preparing all these bundles of cards to take them to the post office. And Jake has an excellent video on EDDM Made Easy that he made, I don't know, probably 5-6 years ago or something. And it walks through all the step-by-step of what to do, how to prepare the paperwork and everything. And then he had like a little hack on like how to do it faster, where you just like write down the routes and everything, and the numbers, and like bundle 3 of 5, and then how many are in each bundle. And so I did all that. It took me probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours to do each batch of 5,000, because I was going to 2 separate post offices. And I mean, all things considered, doing the prep work in about 2 hours for 5,000 cards isn't bad. But the slowest part and the most arduous part was making those facing slips. So my first attempt was doing a mail merge into Word, and just like, here's the zip code, here's the route number, here's the bundle, and here's this, and did all the calculation manually, and then exported it to Word, and then just cut everything in half and did that. So that saved me probably about half an hour, compared to handwriting all the ones out myself, or making copies of all the actual facing slips that the USPS gives you when you check out. And going into there, it saved me a bit of time doing it that way. But it's been like in the back of my mind, if I'm going to do another one of these mailings, I have to go through that whole process again. So I was like, I can't do that. And with my mind on automation and making things easier and simpler, I decided to make that my next tool. So first version, I just had a little box on a website where you can just paste the route info and it spit out everything in a very clean, very, very easy to use format. And I had a couple people test it out. One of the people that tested out, he took his mailing to the post office, and he said they gave me a little hassle because it didn't have all the barcodes and everything that comes on the official USPS EDDM paperwork that you print out when you process an order. The guy, he already had a prior relationship with the guy at the post office, so he said that's fine, we'll take it. But he did give him some information about why that actual paperwork is important. Everything has barcodes on it that the mail deliverers can scan and track that each bundle was actually delivered, which makes sense. I didn't have that on my first mailing, and I didn't have as much tracking info potentially because of it. So by getting that feedback, it told me, okay, we have to actually use their paperwork. I had also reached out to Jake Lorraine. He's a power user of EDDM. He has so many orders going out constantly. His Facebook group is huge and lots of active members, always putting out cards that he ships. And so I reached out to him because he had mentioned when I told him about my route snip tool that he was like, oh man, I thought it was just going to be another facing slip generator that's always a headache and everything. So that was a couple weeks back. I emailed him again with this tool. I'm like, hey, I know you mentioned facing slips. I made this with the first version, and then after I got the feedback from the other guy, I reached out to him again. I'm like, hey, I heard from my buddy that's like working through this. I think he's in California. He mentioned that they gave him some flack. What's your experience with doing those just like printout ones? He said, if you want to take this broad, you should probably do it properly and have everything on the USPS forms. And that was kind of a setback because I had already put all this time building this other tool where it's super simple. You just paste the routes and you generate it, and everything's like two per sheet, and everything's super easy. You just cut them in half and everything's great. So I had to go back to the drawing board. But I worked on it for a while, and I was just able to crack that code. And now in version 2, I'm calling it RapidSlips. So you can go to RapidSlips.com, and on that site you just put in your email, create a password, and you go in there. You can upload the full mailing sheet. So it has like all the pages about all the routes. It has like the template for each facing slip for the different routes already in the file. So you take that file, you upload it onto the website. It reads all the route data from any pages where there's route information. Then it processes all the route slips, all the facing slips for each of those routes for you, and it just exports a PDF that's one facing slip per page with the right tracking barcode on each page exactly as it comes from USPS. So you can just take that as is, fold them, put them on each bundle, and take them away. So you just add your sheet, put in the date that you're going to be doing the mailing, so it puts that on the facing slips, and then it will tell you all the routes that it recognizes, and then you print everything, and it just pops up. You can save it, you can print it right from there, you can even do it on your cell phone, so you don't even have to go to a computer. You can just print everything off from your phone, which is amazing and incredible to me, who's dealt with all the headaches of the EDDM process last time. So I built this tool. It's live now at RapidSlips.com. And so since I already have 2 tools, I figured I should just have some kind of umbrella for these things. So I made EDDMtools.com. I'm making this EDDM tools channel to give back to the community and let you know that these kind of tools exist. I see that the 9x12 concept is exploding. So beside Jake Lorraine and his high response marketing and 9x12 group on Facebook, you also have a big school group that's all about 9x12 simple side hustle income that's blowing up right now over to like 2,000 members and growing rapidly. So as I saw that it's growing, I figured this is a great market to be able to serve and to make it easy for them to do all the things that are behind the scenes of doing the 9x12. Because everybody just wants to talk about selling and just getting out there and selling and getting it out there. But doing the prep work right and having the right route information to be able to tell your prospects that you're talking to on the phone and having like authority on that, one, it gives you so much information that they don't even know is possible to have. So I'm here in South Florida. So the first 2 zip codes I went to were Pinecrest and Coral Gables. They're the highest income ranges for like the single family house kind of style. Actually, I'm driving right through Coral Gables right now on my way to the office. And so I could tell them on the phone, I have all the stats. I'd be like, well, the average income here is about $127,000. Average occupancy is 2.32 per household. So when you're sending 10,000 mailers, you're really reaching 23,000 people. So when you have those stats already on you, in your mind, and you know them and you know they're factual, you're not just making things up from something else you read online, you can have much more confidence. And then when you tell your prospects that, one, you look like an authority instantly because you know things that they never knew about the target audience that they're trying to reach. And two, it's just so much easier to do now. You can do it with a click. You can just copy, paste it right into Excel and sort everything. It takes the values that have like the 29.5K or whatever in USPS and automatically calculates that. So it actually tells you the income range so you can actually sort it properly, which you couldn't do previously with how it was exporting from the USPS website. So I made that super easy to do. And then on fulfillment, if you're going to be doing it yourself, the longest headache is doing the facing slips. Anybody I've talked to, that's always the biggest thing. Usually you order these things pre-bundled in bundles of 100, and most of the bundles are 100. So you just slip the thing right there that says 100, then you just have the few loose ones that you have to collate, and there's easy little tricks that Jake goes through in his EDDM Made Easy video that talk about that too. So definitely give his video a watch. Just Google it. Maybe I'll link it down below in the comments as well. So you can go there and see the process if you're going to do it yourself. That's what I did. That's what I recommend to everybody do the first time you're going to do mailing yourself. So you're familiar with the process and you have confidence in everything you're doing. The one big thing that's missing is facing slips. And I even reached out to Jake as I was building this tool and asked him, like, what's his current process? He's been doing this 14 years. And his process is still very manual. I figured in 14 years, some company would have come along to fix this for people. For as many direct marketers as there are, for as many mailing companies as there are, the fact that this doesn't exist is crazy. And I'm bringing it to market and sharing it with y'all. So you can just go to EDDMtools.com. And right now it's just forwarding to my route snip tool, but you can also click over to RapidSlips.com. You can go to routesnip.com, you can go to RapidSlips.com. You can go to either one of those, you can get access. Everything has a free trial. Just go through that so you can get a feel for it. And then the annual fee is super cheap. And I'm also doing a deal on lifetime currently as I'm getting new members out there, gathering feedback, gathering reviews. So I just want to get in the hands of people. So I'm also doing a limited time lifetime deal opportunity for these as well. So if you're interested in that, just go there, sign up. You can email me at will@eddmtools.com, and I'll be happy to help you with anything you need from there. But that's basically it. That's what this channel is going to be for. I'm going to be doing little shorts, doing little reels, doing little content to continue to give back these tools to the community, so that way it's in your face, so that way you know that they're there to make EDDM easy and fast and simple and take all the way headaches, because everybody just wants to sell, and it's easy to sell. That's the best thing. You just talk to local businesses, you tell them you get $10,000 worth of advertising for like $500, and it's just a no-brainer. So you go after all the big industries that mostly home services is what it generally works best for. So you get plumbing, HVAC, driveway, pool installers if you're someplace tropical like Miami, California, basically anywhere that wants a pool. Pool maintenance companies, anybody that has a large lifetime value or large single order value, you want to go after those. Real estate companies, real estate agents, mortgage companies that want to get their word out there. Event companies, event promotions. You get a couple restaurants on there, so when people receive these cards, they're excited to see them because they have some local deals. So you can give some free spots away to local restaurants, because restaurants don't have the money to put on $500 on a card to go out, especially with the coupon. Then they're just like, they're hesitant to do it. But give them a free spot, because the people that receive it will hold on to it for those coupons, and they'll use them, and they'll stay in the house, which benefits the rest of the advertisers. So that's my last quick tip before the end of this video. So comment down below if you're interested. If you've done EDDM yourself, you've done 9x12s, you've done any kind of direct marketing yourself, just give a comment below. Let me know what your experience with it has been. If there's any tools and headaches that you've come across that you think automation would help, just give me a shout out, comment below, send me an email, will@eddmtools.com, and I'll work with you. I'll help making something happen, because if it's a headache for you, it's probably a headache for other people, and we'll work together and make something awesome. So with that, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Give a like, subscribe, as I'll be putting out more and more of this content to share with the world soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.